Okay, let's go. Right, audio included.
You do realise that? You do realise that is going to be in, don't you?
No, no. That was not in because I pressed, I pressed the button after I said it.
I didn't even hear properly what you'd said. What did you say?
Haha, you will now never know.
No, honestly, what do you say?
No. I almost fell for it.
Right. Now that my calendar is on the right month, it's only, we're only, 12 days into October and I've only just changed my calendar. What the fuck am I doing? Righty-ho, let's check the audio. Ephes, this is where you usually say something.
Super GT, hello viewers, welcome to Super GT.
It's a little bitty, but it'll do. How are you, Ephes? You doing well?
Honestly, I'm just happy I'm through my colds.
Well, I'm very happy that you threw your cold also, because, well, to say that you were a very upset waffle on the weekend was an understatement.
Well, not necessarily upset, but just a little bit down on morale with, you know, my nose being all clogged.
You were a properly upset little waffle.
Yeah. But more importantly, this Saturday, you will have the original back, so,
Yay, original flavors returning, no more sugar-free!
This can be taken so much out of context.
Look, I saw my boss today wiggle a dildo in front of a colleague of mine's face just to see if she would laugh on the phone while talking to a woman after her husband died. Yeah. I've seen quite a lot today alone, Ephes.
That's cursed. That's simply just cursed.
Oh no, my office is fucking crazy. There's one guy that just brought in a random airbag and said, let's play airbag roulette.
Airbag. I swear.
Yeah.
Now I've heard it all.
Have you never tried airbag roulette?
No. And frankly, I don't want
It's
my butt to be roasted by an airbag.
Right. Airbag roulette is where you take an airbag from a steering wheel, you connect a 9-volt little square battery to it, and you throw it like a hot potato. And you've got to catch it gently, otherwise it will set off.
Again, that is wrong on so many levels.
I've played it 3 times, it's great fun. It wasn't the fun the one time when it went off in my face.
You're a fucking madman, you know?
You've only known me for, what, 3 years, Ephes? Are you surprised?
Actually, no, I shouldn't be surprised at all. Anyway, qualifying!
Yes, we are getting ready for qualifying, and what a wonderful qualifying it is today. So, without further ado, now that we've chatted enough random oddities in the bag, welcome back to FTC RTV. We are your good hosts for the evening. My name is Mr. Metal Gauge, as always, and with me tonight, I have got the one, the only, the ever so beautiful and delicious Mr. Belgian Waffle Man himself, Ephes Jens. How are you, buddy? You doing well?
Doing rather better compared to over the weekend. My cold is gone, and I'm looking forward to arguably what is considered one of my favorite series FTC really has run so far, JTC, Japan Touring Car Championship, whatsoever, as Spectre goes around in qualifying, ruins one of his fast laps. Either way...
no, it's just his outlap. Yeah. It's fine if you spin on your outlap, so Spectre will be fine. Now, if you haven't seen the previous 2 attempts, there is one person and one person only that should be properly looked at. And where are they? Where are they? Where are they? There they are. RZM Sean. Now, RZM Sean is currently dominating this championship, as after today we will be officially halfway through. already. I know, shocker. But we are getting ready to start the fast laps coming of qualifying. And the fast laps are where things get a little bit dicey spicy. Because not only is this a championship like what we always do, but this is one of our very first championships with a cash prize pool. So the top 5 people will get a cut of that prize pool of real hard stone cold cashola. And who doesn't want to win some money? I mean, Effis, if you were fast enough, wouldn't you want to win a little bit of money?
I suppose if I can use a little bit of money on the side, especially now me being jobless for a considerable amount of time. Extra, and a way of winning money. If it's learned to speak, you're 21 years old. No, but yeah, it would be useful. I'll say it like that.
Well, all I can say is thank you for sinking the movie like the Titanic hitting the iceberg. So, as we have gotten ready now, everyone is on their first of 2 fast laps. And the reason why there's 2 fast laps is because if you hit a clipping point or you just make a little bit of a mistake, go off track a little bit, dirty your lap, you've got 1 more lap to try and get a clean lap. Because clean laps, even if they're slower, are still favoured over dirty laps. So you can set the fastest time, but if it's dirty, you're going to the back, just like Hamilton. So people are just about to finish up their first of 2 flying laps, and I'm sticking on board with Sean because it's possibly the only time we're gonna be properly watching him this time round. We have got lovely loads of racing, 19 laps each, 3 rounds, and it's going to be rather interesting, wouldn't you say so, Effis?
It's going to be definitely interesting, especially around this track. We don't really race a lot in Maple Valley. I think it's like the 2nd time ever. And the full layout is rather dangerous from what I've experienced and seen the other guys driving on their practice rounds. Especially the last sector. You have a large, elevation change on one of the right-hand sweepers, which will generate loads of understeer, even if you're in like a GT500 car that I used to do a couple of practice laps. There's a lot of rhythm going on, a lot of ways to unstable the car, but that final corner, at that speed, the racing line is very, very precise. And especially that pit entry is also going to be very dangerous. Normally it should have been the reverse layout today, but there was a typo.
True.
Anyway, the first few cars are about to cross the line for their final qualifying times, and we'll have our grid sorted.
Yes, we will, and at the moment, no surprise, RZM Sean is romping into the lead with a quite staggering time of a 1:34.3. That's quick.
Yeah, I think even Stingray was just in the 35, so Sean once again looking like he will be just stomping the entire field today. And he's in a Subaru, and that makes me a little bit happy, as I'm a little bit of a Subaru kind of guy, even though I have a Honda NSX-R prepared for the final round at Suzuka.
You traitor.
Sorry?
No. You traitor.
What have I done wrong?
How dare you betray the Subi life?
I don't betray... I chose the NSX.
I'm revoking your Subaru membership ownership badge.
I don't even have one, so not sure how you're going to...
Even virtually, I'm revoking it.
Oh boy. Anyway, let's take a quick look at the grids with the previous results. Do you have access to those?
Yes. Yes, I do, funny enough, because the game's decided to work. And
Ooh.
unfortunately, we already do have someone starting at the back, which will be FTC300 boy.
Yes, he seemed to have DNF'd.
Due to a DNF. Ooh.
But let's quickly go over our starting grid. So the front row of the grid will be Sean and Stingray from left to right. The only two.
Holy shit!
The only two
Have
guys with a 34 time, so to say.
No. They are the only people to go under 136 period. No one else has done it.
Oh yeah. Okay, that is it. Actually, hold on.
They are a solid
Actually, no.
2 seconds
There's
a
even
lap
three.
faster.
There's three. Spector is also under the 135. Is also in that gang, but he has a dirty lap time.
Only just.
But he has a dirty lap, so he will be bringing up the rear.
But still, Spectre is a solid second a lap slower than those two. That is going to be...
But
nice.
yeah, apologizing in advance for a couple of coughs that might come up here and there throughout the stream. It's not 100% healed, but I'm definitely in a mood, but I'm still in a good enough shape to hopefully not make too much of a mockery from commentary.
Hopefully. And, even better for you, your waifu love is still intact.
You know what? I'm gonna leave it as that is and just move on.
I didn't say anything, Effers.
I'm just not gonna question it and move on. That's just obvious bait laying there for me to that you're hoping for me to collect. But anyway, let's quickly take a look at some of the drivers because, interestingly, in real life Super GT, Super GT, come on, FS. In real life Super GT, they have a driver appearance, so to say. They present the drivers in like, you know, car number, livery, and the driver pairing, because in Super GT, all cars are always accompanied by two drivers, and they always have to rotate driving through the race.
Okay.
Yeah, and Manuel, you should know that compared to, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I was literally spending 20 minutes in chat just typing whatever I know from Super GT racing.
I will say, though, out of everything that is so far happening, I've got a question that could either make you laugh and blush or explode in rage.
Oh no.
Why are you in a Datsun with a splitter?
Aha! Funny you should mention this. This is essentially the bigger brother of Super GT racing. The cars that we use here for this championship are JT300 cars, so a step down in terms of car class, because I've told it during the first stream. Super GT is a mixed class racing series all over a couple of tracks in Japan. So essentially GT500, that's only the Nissan GTR like you see here. You have the Honda NSX, and for this year the Toyota Supra, or whatever. Usually it's just a car that is under the Toyota group banner. This because when Toyota didn't have the Supra, they were mostly relying on Lexus. But yeah, technically now this lobby is series accurate.
The worst part is they no longer had the license to do one of my favourite Japanese tracks.
Fuji?
Nope.
Don't tell me it's Fujimi Kaido. Don't say it's Fujimi Kaido.
No.
Oh, for thank God.
No. I'll be amazed if you actually get it. We've got Sakura in chat saying here to watch Carnage. Zero Hazard saying Sakura. Sakura saying, wait, do I know you? Ooh, burn.
There's
And Alan Toss saying, hello with a little love heart. Oh, love heart to you too, Toast.
There's only 3 other racetracks in Japan that I know of.
Go on.
Because I already said Fuji to make it 4. So I already mentioned Fuji. We know Suzuka is in the game, but they have the license. So the only 4 that remain are Sport on Sugo, Okutama,
Nope.
Autopolis, and Tsukuba.
No.
Wait, none of those 4!
No.
I'm fucking sorry? Huh?
I need to check. I need to check the full name of the track just to make sure I'm getting this right and thinking of the right country.
If it is the wrong country, then I just literally got just Japan to just Japan times 2. Also, just make sure that you're you're spectating. We're currently.
Yeah, I'm a professional, FS.
Yeah, just want to make sure that we don't have any accidents. We're currently waiting for Stingray to ready up, and then race 1 will get underway.
It actually is a Japanese track. So, FS, you're flummoxed that it isn't any of them, yeah?
And is it a circuit in Japan, right?
Yes.
Is it a track? That maybe that is the only thing that maybe might be.
It's a real racetrack.
Holy fuck! Yeah, then I'm not familiar with this one because
just to rub a little bit more salt in the wound, it's owned by Honda.
But isn't that Suzuka?
Yeah, but there is another, which in my opinion is a better racetrack, but they don't use it.
I'm gonna look this up, because this is gonna stay in my mind for like the whole day.
Okay. I'm gonna say the name and hopefully it sparks a little bit of a ooh in you. You ready?
Oh god. Wait, is it Episu?
No.
Oh wait, that was only in Need for Speed.
Exactly. Are you ready, FS?
Oh god, I'm gonna get screwed here. Motegi! How could I forget Motegi?
There we go!
Oh no!
Yes.
How could I forget about Motegi?
Yes, that is my favourite Japanese racetrack.
And they race on Super GT as well. No! How dare I forget?
FS?
I have sinned.
FS, I think you need to take a minute in the naughty step next break.
For shame,
forgetting
FS, for
Twin
shame.
Ring. But yeah, FS, that is that's honestly like a little secret about me. That is my favourite Japanese track of all time.
Hey,
Twin Ring Motegi. Twin Ring Motegi is my favourite racetrack.
In the whole
because
world.
You got.
Anyway,
no,
lights out and away we go.
Right. Oh, you bitch! Oh, I can't do it now. You fucking soiled it like a 3-year-old soils his diaper. But Sean is really trying to keep the lead here from Stingray. Stingray has to concede to the racing line. But they are trying up the inside because that Subaru is really, really heavy in some corners. So I think the NSX actually might steal something here today.
Yeah, as LMP2VR just shoots into further, there's contact between Cosworth and LMP2VR. Maybe
yeah, because he's been shot into the wall, but luckily no damage and no taken out. So, continue racing we shall.
Ah yes, we should also mention this series is run on sim damage, so they will be a little bit more cautious in terms of actions and overtaking maneuvers, because one wrong move and yowza, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Sakra's already yelling at me in the chat because I made a joke. What joke did I say?
Oh, by the way, battle for the lead between Sean and our friend Stingray here in the Goodyear Honda NSX. trying to get more distance on the Subaru.
Oh, a little bit of sparks between Crow and TVR as well. I'm going to drop down to the...
Oh yeah, let me join. Oh, and even Zero and Jupiter are joining the fray. Oh, this is gonna be tight. Yep, not as dangerous as I expected, but that's a very dangerous corner to go with 2 cars abreast along there. It's a very dangerous corner, believe me.
Crow is doing his best in the Subaru.
Ooh, but some action going down in the back. It's between 2 Subarus here. It's Sainty and Gersoy, who just goes in the gravel, so that's calming his curse. Sainty takes over the position and Gersoy drops to 12.
Let's see how
oh shit, apparently there's even more calamity in the back, because some people went off, but we just missed that, including, I think, one of them being our usual stand-in host, Haseo.
Yeah, they have dropped down to 16th. In what can only be described as the worst out of the 3 cars here.
I mean, technically, it should have been the worst car if the Nissan was in the series, but we couldn't bring that Nissan in because it was just too slow.
Exactly, it was terrible.
Ooh, a little bit of contact between our Crow and Spectre, but nothing severe or dangerous going out there. A little bit of sliding in the back, and I don't see who it is.
There's a nice little 3-way happening between Sainty, Ginge, and Codsworth between 8th, 9th, and 10th, respectively. With Epic also trying to slither out. Epic only still down in 11th.
I think he lost a little bit of control in the car as Jubert already goes into the pit. That's early.
That's actually very early.
Maybe damage? If this is a severe undercut attempt, I don't think it's going to work. Otherwise, it's probably just for damage, but I don't know. Meanwhile, LMP TVR and Spectre looking and force gluing together. It's 2 wide side, 2. Oh god, I'm literally losing my form here. Side by side between the 2 NSXs going down to the crossover bridge. Spectre's on the inside. And they
Spectre does have that inside line, but goes a little bit late on the brakes. Will TVR be able to cut it back? No, he won't. Spectre clucks the door on him and make sure he can't make that undertake. But Spectre, though, still going wide. And Crow also trying to overtake Zero Hazard.
Yeah, the Loctite.
No Hazard.
Loctite N6 locking down the racing line on the Subaru of Crow.
Get F's. We make classier jokes than that here.
No, seriously. That's the name of the sponsor. Loctite is an actual thing. I know you're trying to take it out of context, but no. Not in this Super GT series.
I'm not taking it out of context. I'm just saying it was a cheesy joke. We're better than that.
Oh, I see. I get it.
Someone put a penny in the FS meter brain.
No!
Well,
TVR major contact to the left barrier after that final corner. Someone getting caught out. A Stingray's rather slow on the inside line. I think he's also caught out. Major damage on Stingray's front left.
Yeah, Stingray is, well, in the nicest way, fucked.
And I think his just went off there. He has damage on the left rear corner of his RX-7. The track is already claiming victims, as expected.
Right, let's bring up the damage.
Oh, hold on. There's also someone else rather slow on the track, and he's only in the 3rd sector. Root Turtle also seems to have problems, and yes, there is damage. The late in the house, Mazda trying to limp back to the pits, but he'll have to jump out of the way, and hopefully he's knocked out.
Haseo has just come out of the pits.
Oh, there's a little bit of a cluster going on for P5, 6, and so on.
There's also a small cluster happening for 3rd as well, because Crow is already desperate for that 3rd place.
TVR going wide and gonna jump into the tire barrier, but saving himself from major damage. Oh, but it's also sounding like a rather slow car because of that damage, so a lot of people trying to hit them back to the pits.
Crow's getting desperate
Oh
now
crap,
to
and
overtake.
Stingray again in the wall. Oh, major dive from Crow on zero. Major dive from Crow, impressive dive bomb indeed from the Subaru. I swear that thing. I hate that thing so much. Why, Crow?
Well, since Crow has passed them, I know they're just going to slowly walk away. So let's dip, dive, and dodge down to 7th place between Sainty and Gersoy.
Also, I think... Oh boy, another NSX into the final sector's wall. It's TTVX Fire, and he misses the pits, and then reverse on the track. Oh dearie me, no, that's not really good.
That's really not good.
That is not gonna be something the stewards would like to see, I think. Anyway, let's go back to P3 for a little bit, as it's a 3v5 between two Honda NSXs and the Subaru. Crow 0 and Theodore Cosworth trying to fight for P3. Keep it clean, boys. Sector 3 has already claimed a lot of victims.
Okay. Are you actually asking them to keep it clean?
Yes.
Ephes, we have got 19 laps.
Oh, Crow! Oh, Jesus H. Christ! Oh God! That was a very ugly accident on the final corner. One of the NSXs just hit the pits splitter. I guess you could say the front corner of the pit wall. Oh, in real life that would have been
Spectre.
If it was Spectre in real life, that could have been
death.
Yeah, there's no other word for it. That would have been... you wouldn't have survived that. Luckily, this is just a video game, so we don't have to worry about those kind of things.
For now.
Oh, and
now,
I think someone else just went into the left barrier on the start-finish straight. Maybe DVR? Or I don't really know who it was, but it was someone.
I know Tonic's just coming out the pits in a little sunken MX-5.
So, yeah, but just now... Well, the race is sort of starting to stale a little bit, although there's still a couple of pockets, and we're just waiting on a little bit of action.
Well, that and Stingray and Ginger going out in 12th and 13th, but well done, Ephes, for the attempt.
Again, I'm trying to concentrate with a slight cold still, so cut me some slack.
Ephes, I've been ill too, it's just no one's fucking asked me about it.
Ah, I suppose that makes sense. Either way, the field is now sort of starting to spread. As,
just a little bit.
As Zero goes in the pits, maybe for repairs, but that allows Epic to shoot into P3.
But the question is, how long will Epic be able to stay there? Because they have not pitted, I believe.
Also, our friend here, Cosworth, is now lapping Fire.
Well, okay then.
We shouldn't really be surprised with cars being already lapped this early, because you've seen the amount of people going off around track, especially at Honda and NSXs. Is it perhaps some switch oversteer that's happening, or rather snap oversteer, that's the term. Perhaps some snap oversteer that's not playing nice with these elevation changes.
I have no idea, but either way, it's really not favouring their cars today, is it?
You could say that again.
So let's have a little looky-loo who's close. I'm doing it. Let's have a look at P11 and 12 between Stingray and Darth. Because Stingray's really not having a good night, are they?
Yeah, and he was starting very strong qualifying, but then we saw it on the map a couple times. Unfortunately, his NSX found the shortcuts to the nearest wall, especially the final sector. So of course that makes life a lot more tough in this race.
Yeah.
In fact, dare I say that most accidents, if not all, are from Honda NSXs so far. And I think Darv is going to make a pit very soon because he's also very, very slow, or rather not the usual pace, as here comes Gange. Oh boy, oh, well, that's convenient.
That was heavily convenient. What?
Someone clip that if possible, because that was probably the most convenient spin in FTC history.
How the hell did they make that work?
I don't know, but that's a move Ginch should have not attempted in that corner, especially on a slower car. Meanwhile, Sean is pretty much, well, there's no other word for it, unchallenged.
No, there's unchallenged, and then there's just Sean.
But yeah, I mean, he's keeping it clean, which is very useful in this race.
Crow is starting to creep up to Spectre though, for 6th place.
6th place, yeah, that is indeed. That is actually, is it it's Spectre, right?
Yes, Spectre in 6th, Crow in 7th.
Couple of cuffs coming up here and there, just like I said, by all means, I do apologize for the inconvenience. I think someone else just either went into the pits or got plowed into the pit wall.
Let's have a look. Well, someone is stationary, that would be Jubert.
Oh, yeah, and someone else currently stopped on track. Yeah, that's not only Jubert, but just before it, someone else. Actually, it could have been Jubert as well. And I think even my map may be kind of. Oh god, even more calamity going on somewhere. I'm looking at who that is. It's Stingray in the Goodyear, and his exit also has problems. He seems also rather damaged.
Ow. By the way, you don't have to mute yourself when you have a cough.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to cough on stream. That's not appealing.
I understand that, but when you mute your mic, there is such a loud pop that it's bursting my eardrums.
Yeah, I do apologize for that. I'm trying to make the best out of a still difficult situation.
It's fine. We all cough. Me and Haseo have had choking fits on stream before. It's fine.
Ooh, TV fire and Root Turtle getting caught here. And actually, no, they are still. I think it's all difficult now to see who's exactly in what position on track because all of the chaos happening with guys going off the track.
Ooh,
and
Crow overtakes Cozzy coming out of the pits. Crow up to 6th place very nicely, I might add.
But he's, well, I mean, Cosworth is still in gun range, so to say. He's still looking for that overtake opportunity. If he stays with him, of course.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anyone else nearby. Oats, maybe 12 and 13. The battle for P12. Actually, no, just Huracan. Stingray rejoining and trying to chase down Haseo. And trying to make the best of a already difficult situation. Remember, Stingray was one of the guys under the magic barrier of 1 minute 36.
That is true, and they're currently trying to chase down a commentator.
Yep, our
Now,
usual commentator under pressure.
Now, I don't know if Haste should be either worried or not so worried, considering the amount of issues they have had. However, with that being said, there is some serious pressure being put on them right now.
And I think we're gonna get an overtake done and get it done sorted now. Yep. Haste has to give way for the Goodyear N6 of Stingray, and Stingray moves up into P12, and Tonic is next on the chopping boards.
I'm gonna watch some Tonic get devoured.
Oh, maybe a little bit of a duel here between two NSXs, Hero Hugger and Epic fighting for P5, but Epic having to sort of put himself down for now. Hugger getting a little bit of twitching, but the Loctite NSX is having to make way from Epic going into the inside.
Haste is making it difficult as hell, but Epic does manage to slip past with minimal issues. Mind you, saying that, Haste's actually doing quite well. However, I don't think they've pitted.
Speaking of pits, Mr. Sean has just exited the pits. So his mandatory pit stop is now complete compared to the million of other pit stops the others had to do with their track issues. I'm curious to see what the other people will say in the Discord chats of like, oh, get rid of this track for this series, this is literally unraceable or something similar.
I don't know why everyone bitches about Maple Valley, because it's a good track.
It's a good track. I mean, it may just be the NSXs that are not really at home on this track. Like we've seen, pretty much only NSXs going off the track and into the walls.
So let's have a look. Who else is close? Ooh, Cozzy and Crow having a little jostle for third place right now. And Cosworth trying to not lose it to Crow.
Crow still needing to pursue Cosworth, however. Looking for an opportunity. Cosworth maybe going a little bit wide in that corner, but Crow not letting him go just yet. A shame this track has no corner name, because that would make it a lot more viable, so to say. There is not really a train forming behind P5, but there are some cars coming up. In fact, LP TVR is trying to, well, he just passes, or rather laps, Fire again, and is trying to chase down P5, I believe. Yep, P5, which is Epic. But the TVR as well is struggling with the elevation change and the unsettling nature of the track in NSX.
I will say though, Crow is really pushing to try and get past Cozzy, and it's not currently happening for him.
Meanwhile, I think Crow and Cosworth just swapped positions with each other, and we seem to have missed it, although that was because I believe either one of them was in the pits. Not sure about that. No, they just swapped positions. We just weren't able to capture that, unfortunately.
Oh no, I did capture it, don't worry.
Oh, thank God. But
because whilst you were talking, I just left it on those two.
Synergy between the commentators, it's always beautiful to see, and I think we're about to have a little bit of calamity in the final corner. P10 and P11 Tonic versus Haseo. There's still two. It's battle of the RX-7s.
Now, I'm not a biased man, but come on, Haseo.
Well, I think he's hearing you, because Haseo is putting the pressure on and trying to breach a way through the inside. Haseo creeping ever so closer on the white RX-7 of Tonic. She will
Now,
be feeling the
Tonic is
pressure.
Tonic's racing skills is a bit like a sandcastle. It's perfectly stable until you add a little bit of pressure.
And here comes the sail on the inside, but Tonic cuts back around the outside, and the sail has to give way for now. But here comes the sail on the inside again. Side by side going
He's
down to the
forcing
hairpin.
her wide.
Still ever so close, and maybe Haseo can force something out of his hat. Doesn't look like it. No, going underneath the bridge. Tonic still holding the lead and holding Haseo off very well.
Tonic is holding her sail off. For now.
Here's that ever-dreadful third sector with a rather difficult combination, of course, going up and then the downhill to the final corner. Haseo is going for the overtake, not just yet. Tonic is making herself extremely wide with that RX-7.
She can't make herself any wider with that thing if she tried.
To the final corner they go, but Tonic building herself a little bit of a gap, but Haseo creeping slower, half of a car length, full length, now 1.5 car lengths closer.
Oh, come on, Haseo. You know, come on, Haseo, you're really... Haseo, you're better than this, come on.
Excuse me. Here comes the sail around the inside, and Tonic having to give way for now as we go over the crossover section. And sail then nicely locking down the inside line around the corner here, and Tonic having to back off for now. And I think they're both going to be lapped by Sean in the next few laps, but we're reaching the end act of the first race.
That we are, my friend, that we are.
This is one of those, yeah, the Tonic has now officially lost range and lets Sean by without too much problem. So Sean can now just...
However, Haseo also has to move over, and that means it will force him back into the clutches of Sean.
Meanwhile, let's go back to P13 between Storm and our the guy that was behind the series, Phoenix, or as we know him as Max, in his Subaru Legacy-inspired livery for the Subaru Impreza that was also a Super GT car. Storm looking for a way past him, but has to back off because the NSs, like we said, are very prone to deaths on this track.
Yeah, they somehow have a magnet in the side of the car that just dictates death.
Yeah, something isn't really right with those NSX. If it's just that I probably would say it's down to the track. As who is there going off on the... It's or Ginch, that wasn't really nice, and both of them going off the track. Ginch may have spooked them a bit.
Phoenix and Ginge going right off.
I think Ginch sort of spooked them, from my understanding. Also, I think someone is going past. Ooh, battle for 6th. It's between two Subarus of Sainty, who's now far back, and Gersoy. Excuse me once more.
It's fine, bud, don't worry.
And we have a car stopped on track. Who is that? That's Rue Turtle. His RX-7 is just crawling back to the pits, hoping for repairs. Something tells me he had a lot of trouble in turns in this sector again. Is it?
Oh, he's got 100% damage.
Oh.
Everything.
Yikes!
That right there screams to me, I hit a barrier.
Yeah. One of the rare cases an NSX is not part of a crash or some kind of incident on the track, as another NSX goes off the track immediately after we say it.
However, in terms of the sim damage...
Ooh, now...
Yeah,
Oh!
fire.
Gage gets collected by Fyro after the final corner. Oh, that's... excuse me. Another... Damn, I'm sounding like... I've taken some... I can't really say a dream here. Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna get a bottle of water after this race so that I can...
Fire and Spectre's DNF'd.
That's a sign of I can't take this race anymore. I'm just gonna lick my wounds and focus on race 2.
Well, if race 2 is anything like this, bring it on, because oh my god, this has been chaos incarnate.
I'm not really seeing battles. I mean, we're seeing battles, but not like...
Well, I'm currently watching Cozzy chasing down the pigeon of Crow and not letting up anytime soon.
And I think Fire is now... Yeah, Fire is pulling off to the side of the road, and I think he's going to be DNFing himself as well. Of course, actually, no, he's going back out on the track. I'm not really sure what he's trying to do here. Yeah, again, another NSX.
Crow is now being held up by a back marker. Just holding up just a little bit, but... Oof. Cosworth is really trying now to apply the pressure, force him into a mistake, and then clutch that valuable second place that Crow is currently possessing.
Not looking for the dive bomb just yet as Crow locks down the inside racing line of the first turn here around Maple Valley, USA. And tries to jump back on the race line. Here comes Cosworth, but still not having an opening. Maybe now? I think Cosworth has got this opportunity granted from Crow side by side of the bumps.
He's really going for it. He's slipping, he's sliding.
But Crow's gonna dive on the inside, cutting back. And takes the position, but they're still side by side, and Phoenix is right in front of them, so traffic could perhaps make this a little bit of a rather difficult scenario.
Traffic won't just make it difficult, it'll make it into a break scenario.
Also, quick update, our race leader Sean has just picked up the white flag, so the final lap is currently going on, brought to you by Haste. Phoenix nicely going out of the waves for Crow and Cosworth to resume this duel uninterrupted, and they will have to bring that down. There's someone on the main straightaway reversing. I do not like this. Who is that? Inch trying to reverse off the track and then going to inside the pits. I think there needs to be... there's going to be a lot of discussion about that, because... You don't do that.
You don't reverse.
You don't do that.
Reverse on a track.
This is something that probably will have to be looked into and added to the rules, because this has caused... In fact, this race has caused a lot of good battles potentially, and just... I think the mood currently in both parties might be rather heavy, and not in a good way.
You say heavy, I say tense.
I think those are both the right words for this kind of situation. Anyway, let's go to our race leader, Sean in the Subaru. Will be picking up the victory after a mostly clean race, and will be taking the victory for race 1 in his Subaru Impreza. Very nicely done.
Are we surprised though at this point?
Not really, but we should be rather surprised that he kept it mostly... In fact, that was probably the most... In fact, the only guy that drove cleanly. Or rather, didn't have an incident. I think that's the better term.
Didn't have a massive accident.
Exactly. But it looks like it will be a Subaru 1-2, as Crow is looking like he will take P2 for race P1, it looks like he will, with Cosworth behind him, taking P3. And Epic, if he keeps it out of the woods, yeah, he will, takes P4, just missing out on the podium.
Well done, Epic! TVR hoping to finish it, and does finish in 5th. Gersoy then quite the space back, finishing up in 6th.
Oh, Stingray and I think one of the RX-7s also just tangled, so that's another incident for Stingray. But he's 7th. Can someone in chat count how many times I've coughed?
Stingray's having a nightmare.
I think a nightmare scenario for most NSX drivers is a good description of what's happening. Meanwhile, Sainty finishing 8th in the Cusco, Subaru Impreza in P8. Nice done from Sainty. Meanwhile, we're waiting for P9. Blue Turtle rather slow around on the track and might be causing a lot of calamity if he doesn't get out of the way rather soon. Meanwhile, Zero in the Loctite NSX will take P9 with Paseo getting 10th.
Paseo finished in the top 10.
Yeah, and just before the timer runs out. Right, allow me to quickly grab a bottle of water because my throat is getting a little bit dry.
Oh, you gotta love it. You really gotta love it. So going back to Shaq, got Crow saying, I did well for once, time to crash out of the next race. Well, yeah, it's true, Crow, you will. Now you said it, you will. We've got Lemony Chan saying, I'm proud of TTV Fire, considering they are new to racing. I don't think they did that bad. There's some etiquette that needs to be discussed with Fire, if I'm honest. Zero Hazas has clapped. Yes, you got 9th, my friend. Very well done. Actually, yeah, Zero. Ginge did 4 pits. Fire did 3. Ruto did 2. But yeah, you're the highest person. No, sorry, you're the second highest. That was Stingray. Never mind. How did you find that race, though? Was it good? You know, did you enjoy it? We certainly enjoyed watching it.
And I am back. I got my bottle of water here and hang on myself an opportunity just to clear my mouth a little bit. But I should be in a much better condition right now. Anyway, what have I missed in the chats?
Not that much. The only thing I will draw your attention to is Ginge did 4 pit stops that race.
Jesus. Yeah, I can now confirm that the people who have just who drove backwards around the track for the pit entry are now under investigation in the respective chats.
Uh-oh.
But I mean, this is something that's bound to happen. Like, you don't drive backwards on a racetrack.
Unless you're James May.
Okay, yeah, sure, if you're James May, that's fair, but, but no, in the meantime, should we tell you a little bit more about motorsport-related news? And this time it's not Formula 1 related, because, oh boy, we have something to discuss, and quite honestly, a giant farce in the history of motorsport racing.
Oh no.
So you know
what
DTM
do we have
rights.
to discuss?
So you know DTM rights.
A little bit. I mainly know it because of your waifu, but let's continue.
I suppose that was bound to happen.
Look, you say DTM, I'm gonna mention Sophia.
You know what? I'm not even gonna fight it. I've got bigger fish to fry. Anyway, so...
Saka in chat saying Andretti buying 80% stakes in Alfa Romeo F1, question mark?
No. And by the way, Sakura, if that's confirmed, then by all means say if it's confirmed, or like, by all means send it over to me on Discord so that I have like, can share it also on a couple over on my links, and of course I will credit you. Anyway, DTM, I think I'm probably not gonna have the opportunity to speak for it, but basically it was a title about, oh yeah, you're just spectating. I might have to save that story for either quickly after the stream.
Oh, Emphis, just say it!
Title farce between three drivers where there were manufacturer orders given because Liam Lawson in his Ferrari, excuse me, got taken out by Kevin Velden in his Audi. Those two were no factor anymore, and they decided that the leading two Mercedes lose pace, so that the other guy in the Mercedes, Maximilian Guts, got to win the race and take the title. So manufacturer orders destroying a title race. There's team orders and there's manufacturer orders. Team orders I can live with. But manufacturer orders, I'm very sorry, that's a disgrace.
I think that's called current F1.
No, that's team orders. And team orders are more, like, that's something different. But these are manufacturer orders. As you know, DTM is currently a GT3 based series because of the expenses that could not be covered by continuously running Class 1 regulation cars and losing manufacturers. However, every team in that series is now a customer team of a specific manufacturer. And the manufacturer can then say, you slow down the drivers, slow down your drivers, so that our guy can win the title. This is, and remember, the higher-ups, not the specific team. That's disgusting, and it's rather controversial because this is a PR disaster. A lot of PR disasters, in fact. I do not, before I discuss this, I do not condone, I do not support, or whatever has to be said about it, but I do not support any kind of hate being thrown towards Kelvin van der Linde for his Instagram post. By all means, do not give him any hate. That's not cool. But he did.
Why? What did he post?
So he did say, what was it? I mean, that was literally going around over on Twitter. But he's saying like, it wasn't our day, and the better guy won, which was Maximilian Gutt in his Mercedes. Not even a single bit of sympathy towards Liam Lawson.
Well, why would there be?
Liam Lawson did absolutely nothing wrong, and well, from what it looked like, important here, for what it looked like on the footage, let's just say that looked almost like a deliberate punt into turn 1 on the first lap.
Oh.
Of course,
Now there is controversy, I like it.
In fact, I think even there was this magazine called Motorsport.com that literally said disgraceful title mockery. And honestly, I agree. That is, in my brutally honest opinion, of all my years of living and watching motorsport, that's the biggest farce of the title decider I've seen. By miles. Like, well,
If you think that was a farce, you should have seen Schumacher in his day. Oof.
Yeah, okay. I agree. Michael, he was dirty, but I think that's not really important right now because you have something important to say for the start of the race, as your one-liner, which I conveniently stole.
Well, I'm just going to say something quite controversial before the start of the race. No PLP 15 Horizon 5.
Ah, yes.
Sad days.
The start got cancelled, it seems. Yeah, are we even really allowed to talk about Force-related stuff here? I mean, we're playing...
Well, I'm going to.
I'll say it like this. I'm just happy that BMW hit its license got confirmed, which is still a weird thing to say. Commentate, press the spectate button if you almost forgot. But I think that will have to wait a bit race, because now I think we're gonna try to get this race sorted and get it underway, and hopefully, not as many incidents as last race. That was a little bit unfortunate. Anyway, Metal, take it away.
Fingers crossed. Well, here we go. Oh, Jib, it says save me. Okay.
Lights out!
Lights out! Away we go! Oh, fuck you, Effie!
Oh, yes!
Get Cooper in for Friday.
Anyway, let's get going. Epic here and TVR.
How can we get going? How can we get going, bitch?
Oh, anyway, let's continue. As TVR gets sent off the track in spectacular fashion, he will have to go back all the way to the rear after that rather unfortunate contact. And there's also damage clearly on the car, so he will be pitting immediately at the end of the lap.
TVR is currently sat in 13th. Let's see how much damage they sustained.
Also, meanwhile, Gersoy and Sainty
still
fighting out for P6. Sainty going on the inside and covering the line beautifully. Meanwhile, Epic is in 5th and trying to run away from the fights. Gersoy going back into 6th. Meanwhile, it's a scramble third down midfield. Here comes Phoenix around the inside of Ginch in his black NSX. He's looking for a way past, but Ginch going a little bit wide, and Phoenix takes the position on the silver platter.
Meanwhile, Gersoy is currently catching up to Stingray, who is being held up by a pack of cars right now. This is not what they need.
Let's see how it goes through that dreaded final corner. A couple of cars losing control, one of them being Epic and having to give way to Stingray. Going down into the first turn, almost a double overtake from Stingray and his Goodyear in his X. But not quite. Epic going a little bit wide, but having to sort that position. Behind him, Gersoy and
Spectre.
Yeah, Spectre.
Who is trying to overtake.
Looking for a way past round yeah, indeed, Spectre looking for a way past Gersoy in his Subaru. Cool to see actually a WRC base delivery on the Subaru here. That's of course really cool to see. Meanwhile, Spectre looking for an opportunity around the inside, going down to the downhill corner. It's a bit of a scramble in the front of the pack as well for P2. Spectre diving on the inside and locking down the racing line. But here comes Gersoy for a dive bomb, not quite.
No, Gersoy's still trying. They've got a tighter line, so I give it a couple of corners and they're going to try and Spectre again.
But here comes Sainty. He's also looking at Cusco, Super Impreza, and he wants revenge.
You were saying about Sainty?
Oh, Sainty? I never said any. Yeah, Sainty of Cusco, Super. Meanwhile, that is not important because here comes Ginge on the inside of Phoenix, but loses just enough momentum to lose that opportunity. Phoenix also losing a little bit of drift, but has still got his track position. Meanwhile, Joubert in his interestingly painted NSX is looking to defend from the ongoing calamity behind him.
Yeah, because Ginge and Phoenix are not going to wait for Joubert.
Meanwhile, Crow looking for a way past Stingray, but Stingray will have the inside in this turn. Crow saying none of that and goes in the gravel. Oh, that's not really nice. That's not really good. Crow will have to just really hard to get off that lost ground again. So he's now safe in P2 in his Goodyear and his X.
Wonder if Crow sustained any damage from
He doesn't seem like it.
They didn't.
Yeah, he just went in the gravel, so only his pride.
I only say that because his rear bumper's caved in.
Hmm. Let's see, a little bit further down in the midfields.
We've got Phoenix and Ginge.
Phoenix and Ginge.
Phoenix really looking to try and catch Stubert, but Ginge is just making their life an utter misery.
Yeah, and his X is really not looking like what we saw in race 1 with a lot of calamity happening, but all I can say to that is they'll probably capitalize on perhaps next week as Epic goes into the lead. Yeah, Epic goes into the lead, but is it then Sean already pits? If it's
Sean is going for the big brain strat here.
So
oh
Epic...
no, Sean's got suspension damage.
Oh, so does this mean? Imagine the scenes. Oh wait, it's Stingray in the lead then. How the hell did I confuse that with Epic then? Ah, never mind.
I have no clue. Stingray is currently in the lead with Spectre and Cosworth behind them respectively, all looking to try and steal that coveted first place from the mighty Sean. However, this is a marathon, not a sprint. We're only just a quarter of the way through, and well, as you can tell, anything happens on a race.
I'll say it like this: you need just 1 minute to change a race completely on that. We've seen that with Russia a couple of weeks ago, where Lando was driving a perfect race, all for it to be for naught when the rain decided to end his maiden win hopes. A big heartbreak, but unfortunately that is part of racing as well.
Well, I have hope for Lando, you know why?
Lando will get his first win at some point. That is inevitable.
Yeah, but the thing is though, Ephes, I'm gonna present you with a super hard question.
Ooh, by all means.
Who is going to get the first win first? Verstappen, Norris, or Russell?
You mean title, right?
Title.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, the easy answer would be Verstappen this year, but...
No. Next year.
Oh, well, that's a difficult answer to question to answer, because we don't really know the pecking order or what we can expect from the new regulations kicking in next year.
Okay, let's be honest. We've got Verstappen in a Red Bull, we've got Russell in a Mercedes, and we've got Lando in a McLaren, all with massively reduced drag from dirty air. Who is going to snatch that crown? Because if Verstappen doesn't do it this year, he's certainly going to do it next year with Hamilton. Because as much as I like Hamilton, his talent and charisma are fading now.
I think we got a battle going on here for P11, or yeah. Oh, Storm and Tonic going head to head. NSX versus RX-7. We don't see that a lot this race.
Oh.
It's a little bit of a cold battle for now. Tonic losing distance with, I think that's Sean catching up already. He goes on the inside of Tonic. Can be taken out of context. And also...
And he's looking for a double.
Yep, double
And
whammy.
he bloody well does it. A double overtake.
Double whammy on that overtake,
corner.
yep.
Got, yes, I'll take a race win with a double side of overtake, thank you very much.
Actually, I would love... If he can win this, then... Comeback...
If Sean wins this, I will play Fantasy Star.
That is on stream now. If
That is a dangerous bet.
Actually, no, it's not a bet because Hooper isn't here.
Doesn't matter if he's here or not.
Okay.
That's a bet.
Someone in chat, clip it. Make sure we have evidence.
If Sean somehow wins this race, I will play Fantasy Star.
Ooh, Schubert, big slide from him from the final turn, but still seems to gain a little bit on Gersoy here. Oh, by the way, speaking of Honda, interesting little, did you know, coming for the United States Grand Prix? Because we're going to America and Honda isn't necessarily a thing there, they're going to be changing their branding to Acura. It's still a Honda, technically.
Okay, Acuras are horrible.
They're just luxury
Because-
Hondas.
No. They're worse than that. They are luxury Hondas built and inspected by Americans.
Oh, hold on, we'll have to wait for that because here comes Sainty. TVR Sainty gets spun around, loses control. Into the wall he goes. Might collect. Yep, Storm got also collected in that accident. Oh, dearie me, TVR may have got himself something on his hands, and Sainty doesn't look very happy with it.
Even though Sainty has not got any damage.
Oh, dearie me, that was not a happy incident. I think that's gonna be discussed post-race, most definitely. Meanwhile, it's Jubert and Gersoy fighting each other for P5 on the grid right now. As I think Epic just drove back around the track for pit lane entry. Oh, dearie me, even Epic does it. Controversy and chaos in the third round of the Super GT series by Haste here on FTCR.
It's reigning supreme with chaos right now, as Gersoy is having a little bit of a Jubert problem, as Jubert is slowly chasing and catching.
Meanwhile, Sean is currently 7th, so that comeback is getting mounted by the second, and we're almost halfway through the race, so plenty of time for Sean to perhaps make Metal regret his life decisions.
I do that every single day, FS.
Oh, I think... Yep, someone just went off, and I think that was... I think it was Ginch. Or was it... I think it was Crow. Either... Yeah, Crow, probably. Yeah, from a distance, from a distance, it's really hard to make out, because a black front, but a pink rear of his Subaru. Yeah, not really. I hate every single piece of air I have to use to say that name.
Phoenix is trying to catch Sean as they go drifting, something you really don't want as Rude Turtle, trying to make a little bit of redemption, and he's tracing Phoenix right now.
Sean is going to get himself another position with someone being in the pits right now, making him currently or at least P5 on the net position, because he already took his mandatory pit stop, I believe.
I believe they have so.
So ever more slightly, this race is coming once again in Sean's hands, but that shouldn't really be too much of a surprise, knowing his all-out pace in the Subaru.
All-out pace is one thing. Consistency is another.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And here we have Phoenix, who is currently being
someone is
chased
stopped on
down
track.
by Cosworth.
Someone is stopped on track. Who is it? It's Sonic. Ooh, and then into the tire barrier. That's not gonna do her any favors whatsoever.
Ouch. Mega ouch.
It's not. We don't see a lot of incidents this time. It's now a couple of our RX-7s that are taking the spotlights. Oh, who's in the lead right now?
RX-7's just good at crashing.
I don't know, but meanwhile, Stingray is currently in the pits, so he's gonna most likely turn his position to Gersoy, I believe, making him. Yep, Gersoy goes into the lead, but I don't know if he has taken his pit stop yet.
I don't believe they have. We've got Stingray, who is...
Oh, TVR is making life for Epic rather difficult, because here comes TVR trying to pass Epic. We're going down we're going downhill towards the final difficult corner. Epic is making a large drift, and TVR takes that position without any big trouble. Epic probably gonna kick himself for that loss of control.
Come on, Epic, you can catch TVR.
Oh, and I just lost imagery of it, but one of the NSXs just went off, and it's not P4. Who is it? Who is it? Fire once again. He's having a rough night today.
Fire really is having a rough night. My word. I think the reason why no Maple Valley is coming to a surface, don't you agree?
Is because it's just not really raceable with these cars. The only time that we've used Maple Valley was all the way back on the FTC Heritage Festival with the Minis. But that was a short layout that we used.
That is true, that was the short layout, not the full layout.
So I think after... Well, okay, we also have to be... Fire struggling even more and going into the tire barriers almost. Yeah, I think... Oh, someone else is also stopped on track in the final corner. Let's take a look who that is. It's Cosworth! And I think he... Cosworth... Actually, no, it's not Cosworth. Or, who is it? Is it Gersoy then? Yeah, it's Gersoy, and he also seems to have reversed out of track and tried to enter the pit lane, but seems to have clipped on the hitbox of the pit wall.
Tonic has now full DNF'd.
I think that's just Tonic calling it a night, because the race just did not go her way today. Very unfortunate for Tonic Epson chats.
Tonic joins our other DNFer so far of Sainty. His internet really not playing ball.
I don't think this is the race that Stereo Jax has hoped for on his birthday. And while we bring that up, here's Jubert and Spectre fighting out for the lead. We'll go on to Jax's thingy in a hot minute. Spectre going all around the outside of Jubert. Oh no! The hard NSX making life look easy on Jubert.
Oh, poor Jubert.
But yeah, quickly mentioning, today is actually Stereo Jax, the big boss man of FTC. It's birthday. So Jax, if you're watching the stream live or you're watching this in the VOD, happy birthday, and thank you that you allow me into FTC and allow me to commentate with my good friend Metal here.
Well, if you're gonna kiss Ash, just know that I'm the one who lets you in here. That's
well, okay, you gave the spark, but I should also thank Stereo Jax for also allowing me to be here, despite originally not being part of FTC.
There you go. Wording is everything, Effis. But no, in all honesty, Jax, I hope you've had a fantastic day, my friend. You know, you deserve it utterly and entirely. So, a fantastic rest of your birthday, my dude.
Oh, by the way, Metal, Luke was currently in P2 and approaching really quickly on P1.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think Hooper needs to prepare his heart for what's coming up.
I can take it back, can't I? What's the cooldown period on a bet?
I mean, you said it on stream. I hope someone clipped it, because you said I will play Fantasy Star Online 2 if Sean makes the comeback stick.
No, I didn't.
You
No.
said, hey, chat, you heard it as well, right? Come on.
They didn't hear anything, FS.
I think you, or was it rather, you would play World of Warships Legends with me if Sean made the comeback stick.
No, because I've got better bribery than that.
Damn it!
I got better bribery than that.
Meanwhile, we have the Leighton House RX-7 of Root Turtle looking to have to surrender position to LP TVR, going to turn 1. TVR having to slightly back down. Just any more trouble than he already may have on his, well, I should say hands. But yeah, can't really see them. Meanwhile, Epic also a fast approach on Leighton House RX-7 of Mr. Root Turtle. And Fire not really doing anyone any favors because he stopped on a rather dangerous position out on track, even if it's in the grass. It takes one stray going car to, well, let's say, yeah, not really make a nice image of that corner specifically.
You mean cause utter chaos, yeah?
Yeah. Meanwhile, TVR also.
TVR's...
Yeah, TVR here. Let's look at TVR. Take it away, Metal.
TVR is really trying to put the pressure on Phoenix now for 5th place as they are looking and diving through every little nook and cranny for that possible overtake. Phoenix is very good at closing the door, but not very good at running away with the same door, and it's only going to cause more issues because Rude Turtle is now starting to be sandwiched close up to them as well with Epic and Crow. So this is going to be a tier of 4 very angry cars looking to get past Phoenix.
And I think in the back as well, we got a little bit of battling going on with Rude Turtle here. Epic and Crow fighting. Oh, dearie me, I think Rude Turtle wanted to go in the pits. And is also reversing out on track. Oh, no. And, okay, he may be looking at there's no cars on fast approach, but a lot of people have been really exploiting this, so we can expect perhaps a lot of harsh words from race control post-race.
The funny thing is, if they actually just brake to like half a second later, they'll be able to make that turn. But that's what you get with Harpers.
Oh, so I think Crow is under pressure for someone. Yep, it's Jubert trying to make life difficult for Crow here. And I think someone else just messed up the final corner as well. We just missed an overtake on Dark Stormmaker. Anyway, back to Jubert and Crow. Jubert looking for a way past Crow Subaru. Still hate that car. And still looks like Crow has the advantage. Let's also quickly look at P1, and P2 is only 4.1 seconds away, and they were like a couple of laps ago on 4.9. I think Sean is not gonna make the comeback stick.
Come on, Spectre.
Metal is now really praying to make sure he doesn't regret his life decisions.
Oh yeah.
So you acknowledge that you made a bet. There we go.
Yeah, I made a bet. I never told you the details.
I know mine again. You know what? I surrender to these mind tricks.
Ephes, I deal with flyers.
Oh! TVR clips the inside wall on the left turn and plows into the final corner. It's wall. And Aseo in the top 10 now.
Aseo in the top 10 by pure dumb luck.
And cleanness, to be honest. As much as I hate luck being the deciding factor in a race, it's unfortunately part of racing as well.
Well, yeah, because you can be winning and then have a Richard Hammond grade tyre blowout, and then before you know it, you're somersaulting through the air with the greatest of ease.
Meanwhile, lap 16 out of 19, 4 more times around the track we go before we finish off the night and the second race of the third round of FTC's Super GT or JTC300 series. I'm just gonna call it Super GT from now on because that name is just too difficult to spell.
No effort, say it right. It's a nightmare.
JTC300. There you go. I'd rather just say Super GT because it's more convenient. Meanwhile, let's take a look here at I think it's P5 being slightly under pressure here. Epic being pursued by Crow and Schubert. .6 seconds battle between Spectre and Sean. I think you're gonna get away with it.
I really hope so. I really hope so. But what doesn't help is there is back markers approaching Sean, and that is the back marker of TVR.
Epic so far getting a little bit sick of the attention from Crow as he creeps ever so slowly, like a couple of inches every corner on the brakes. So Epic better prepares for a last lap Jeetus McYeetus dive moment and from Crow maybe in the final quarter, although that would end just in sheer calamity.
A fireball?
Yeah, I think an explosion, Michael Bay style, is what would happen.
Hey, Michael Bay style explosions are only safe for the best accidents.
Gosh, Michael Bay. But more importantly,
accent again, please.
But more importantly, cool guys don't look at explosions. Oh, Epic!
I'm
no!
sorry.
Oh no, Epic! Epic
What did
also
Epic
going
do?
wide into the final corner, clipping the inside curb, and then getting ricocheted into the wall of, or in the tire barrier of the final turn as well. And Epic was going so strong. He was fifth.
I take it people don't exactly like this pit entry.
I don't even think it's the problem that the pit. I don't even think the pit entry is the problem, but just rather that final corner. Like I said, that racing line going in that final corner is extremely narrow, so you have to hit it dead center. And Epic dropping all the way back just to P9. I can already hear him cursing from all the way over here.
So can I, and oof, that's really got a sting on it.
It probably will. But Epic, I think Epic is not someone that won't going to quit because he's just taken back P9 or rather P8 from Phoenix. He has only got like 2-3 more laps to make the best of it, so go on, Epic.
I would say Epic has 6th or 7th in him.
Probably the best he can manage after, well, just sheer pain and suffering on Maple Valley. I think a lot of people are not going to be happy when this track returns into another series at some point, only if it's the short layout with a slower kind of car, like the Minis.
Or people could just stop being wusses and just enjoy a track.
Perhaps. Also, meanwhile, Spectre is doing everything they can to keep Sean at a arm's length. They're only 4 seconds behind and not really seeming to get that gap down. So I think Spectre is pretty much safe as we're going through the final Spectre is almost going to take a white flag for the final lap.
Come on!
So once he clips the
Spectre,
inside wall
please.
of the final turn, Metal will get away with it.
I really hope so. I really hope so.
Right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Spectre will collect the white flag, sponsored by Credit One Bank. I mean, Cast Haste. I watch way too many NASCAR memes, so apologize for screwing that up. So yeah, last lap brought to you by Cast Haste. The people that nicely sponsor this series. Be sure to check them out over on Twitter, so to see what they can do for you in terms of assisting with your company, and etc. I probably
You're gonna put me out of a job, Ephes.
I probably butchered that, I think.
No, you didn't. However, as you have one, so do I. Let's not forget our other so graceful sponsor, ForzaComp GG. ForzaComp GG is your place to go for what's hot and what's not in the Forza Motorsport Racing universe and all the leagues that go along with it. They promote, make little snippets and push all of our series here at FTC, and they do it for everyone else free of charge. They're utterly wonderful people, so we are very honoured to have them in our lives.
Ooh, caught by traffic here. Spectacle caught by traffic, but and Rutal in the way. I think that's something Sean will not be having a lot of opportunity with, because we are going down the final time down the hill here at Maple Valley. Spectre has code brilliantly. Sean could do nothing to mount the comeback, but here on the final turn, Metal will not have to play Fantasy Star Online. Spectre wins race 2 of round 3 of the Super GT series by Cast Haste, and Sean finishes second.
Can I just say, I was right again.
Meanwhile, Stingray, rounding the final turn as well, he will take P3 in the Goodyear NSX, with Dior Cosworth being just standing outside of the podium in P4.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Crow will be finishing up in 5th.
I'm keeping currently an eye on P8 because we're approaching, well, Phoenix better makes that move stick right now, because he's running out of time fast, and I don't think that will be for this race, as there's a big drift from the Subaru. Phoenix is still on the ground, and he has a lot to make up in the final few corners. Don't think he will do it, so Epic will probably hold P8. Slow exit from Epic, here comes Phoenix! Epic holds the inside clips, but keeps it straight and will just hold on P8. And Phoenix having to lick his wounds for P9.
That was tight.
And Root Turtle and our friends LPTVR, Root Turtle and Gersoy just going over line in P11, 12, and 13 respectively, with a bit of calamity from the AI on the main straight.
And can we just appreciate Haste did actually finish P10?
Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
So, whilst the last few people are finishing up, Ephes, you know what time of the stream it is, don't you?
I would say driver of the day.
Exactly, my friend. So, I didn't know who to say until that last race.
Let me guess. Spectre.
Yes.
All because you don't have to play Phantasy Star Online 2. Wow.
Look, that is how much confidence I have in myself to make a bet.
Or did you
know
get
why?
lucky?
Because I like to think I'm smart. Ephes, don't ruin this for me.
I mean, you ruined my chances with Sophia, so sorry, buddy, but I'm returning the favor.
How did I ruin your chances with Sophia?
We're not gonna talk that right now on stream. I'm already embarrassed as is.
Okay, let's talk everything about Sophia whilst we decide
No, no, no,
on
no, no,
driver of the day.
la 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 la. Thank you, Cast Haste, for sponsoring this stream and series.
Whilst we're talking about Sophia,
Oh,
anyway.
for crying out loud!
So, driver of the day, you never told me your nomination.
Honestly, any of the Subaru and RX-7 drivers, because the NSXs didn't. They were far out of form today.
That is very true. So, Spectre? Yeah?
Yeah, no, Spectre deserves. Well, I'll just go along with your bet here, and well, yeah.
So, Spectre is your driver of the day. Now, on Thursday there will not be a full photography stream because the wonderful Phil, aka FTC300, is on a nice little weekly getaway with his lovely wife and enjoying the time away. So, you know, a break is much needed. But me and Effis will be back on your little eyeballs and your screens this Friday, continuing on our DBR9 spec series, as it's only going to get faster from here. So, I think with that said, Effis, it's been a pleasure having you here, buddy, as always.
Thank you very much for allowing me to be here once more. I do apologize once more and one final time for some of the coughs during the stream, but I should be fully healed for Friday, so you can bet your... well, I was about to say the A word, but count me in for Friday.
I can't ask for any more than that. Before we go, TRR Racing, so that would be King, in chat saying, let's talk about Sophia. Mwahaha, mwahaha.
Shut up, King.
Okay.
Nobody asked.
So, that's it from us. We'll see you Friday. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and from everyone here at FTC, good night, man.